Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's go into the dashboard and into our class. And then as usual, I have put in our new module. And then at the top of the module, you've got your week at a glance, Tangerine, and your reading log right up top. Let's go ahead and look at the week at a glance just so I can share with you what's going on today. All right. So we're going to be doing the theme trees together right now. And then Tangerine, you've got longer reading than usual. It's 18 pages. I usually put somewhere around 10. Because of that, and it was really just because November 23rd is a really long entry. But because of that, I did not assign reading or questions tomorrow. The questions, I think there's only like 5 of them. There's not a lot, but because the reading is almost double, I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. So if you want to split today's reading in between 2 days, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to let you know, like, don't freak out. There is no reading tomorrow. So I did it on purpose. But let's go ahead and look back into our module. If I stop for a second, it's just because I'm letting somebody in. All right, so this week actually, we're looking at theme, and today we're going to be looking at theme trees, and it's just a graphic organizer just to help our brains focus in on what theme is, and that theme is a lot of different things. And so I want you guys to go ahead and open up the PowerPoint or the Google, whichever one you guys are comfortable with, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up on my desktop. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm sharing the right thing. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this type right here and turn it into the word theme. So do that first. And then everything we put in the theme tree is a definition of theme. First of all, when you're coming up with a theme for a story or whatever it is that we're reading, today it's going to be a video, you need to know that any theme that you come up with can be considered valid. But the caveat is you have to be able to support it with text evidence. So if you can support it with text evidence and it makes sense, then it's right. Because lots of people are going to read the same thing and come up with a different theme, unless it's something like Little Red Riding Hood. But we're way beyond that. So on the left-hand side, we're going to type any theme can be considered valid. And then the other part of that is what I said, if and only if you can support it with text evidence. Okay, and then everything we put up in the branches are all different parts of the definition of theme, and that's why we're using the tree. So the first thing is, a theme is the truth or central idea a story reveals about life. And that's important that you understand that. It's about life. It's not necessarily about that story. You need to be able to apply your theme to life in general. So we're going to write that down. The theme or central idea a story reveals about life. And then the most important parts of that is the truth or central idea. Okay, another thing theme is a moral, life lesson, or message. Another thing it is it's a debatable opinion. And what that means is somebody else can come up to you and say, okay, I think it's something else. And they can give text evidence to prove their theme as well. And that's okay. Like I said, any theme can be considered valid as long as you can support it with text evidence. So in this branch, we're going to write down a debatable opinion. And the important part of that is debatable. Just because we say the theme is one thing doesn't mean that that's the only option. It is your opinion. It's not a fact. And then the last part is the author doesn't just come out and tell us what the theme is, it's implied. So right here in this branch, we're going to write implied, not stated. And then I'm going to go ahead and underline the word implied because that's the important part of that. It's implied. It's what the author wants us to get and infer from what you read. The author does not come out and say, this is the theme. It doesn't work like that. You've got to figure it out. Okay, the next theme tree is going to be us figuring out what the theme is for the Full House theme song. And so we're going to come back to this one right now. But first, we're going to watch the theme song. And I'm going to stop in the middle of the theme song and tell you guys where to start really paying attention. The whole song is about the same theme, but I'm going to pull text evidence from the second part of the theme song. So I'm going to stop sharing this and then share the video. All right, here we go.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. So what's confusing me? Clouds as mean as you've ever seen, and a bird knows your tune. Then a little voice inside you whispers, sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart.
Sorry, I'm going to go back just a little bit because this is what we're using right now, where it starts with everywhere you look.
Everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. I hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a place. Somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, God is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look,
Okay, so in that case, it's just a song, right? But there's a theme to that song, a definite theme to that song. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that and go back to our PowerPoint. All right, so the first thing you look for when you're trying to figure out what the theme is are the topics. What are they talking about? So in this particular theme song, they are definitely talking about home. They're talking about friends, they're talking about family, and they're in general talking about being together. So you could come up with lots of themes from that. And I'm going to come up with something really basic, but I'm going to prove it using text evidence. And that's what we talked about in this first theme tree over here, right? Any theme can be valid as long as you can support it with text evidence. So using these topics, I'm going to write in what our theme is. And the theme I'm going to write is family members are there for each other and help each other. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to come up with the same exact thing, but this is what I've come up with, okay? And remember, your theme needs to be able to be applicable or applied to everyday life, not just to what we're reading or what we just watched. So it's not going to be like the theme is Uncle Jesse really loves the girls. That's not going to work. It can't be specific to what it is that you're reading. It's got to be general. All right, so when I told you guys to start listening really closely, those are some of the text evidence that I'm going to use. So it kept saying like everywhere you look, everywhere you look. And one of those things was everywhere you look, there's a heart. And so I'm going to use that as one of my text evidence because I take that as the heart is somebody out there that loves them. So we're going to type in everywhere you look. There's a heart. And then another thing that they said after everywhere you look, so it went everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. And I'm going to put that up here as one of my pieces of text evidence. He also saying that a light is waiting to carry you home. And that light could be inferred that that is somebody who loves you is waiting to carry you home. Or it could just mean that they turned on the light so that you can find your way home. So I'm going to use that as family members being there, and I'm going to type that in. A light is waiting to carry you home. And then right at the beginning of that part, really quickly, they would sing, there's a hand to hold on to, and it came out several times. And so that hand is definitely inferring that there's family or friends there to hold your hand when you need it. Now, if you were doing this by yourself, you could totally come up with a different thematic statement right here. But anything, again, that you choose to put here, you've got to be able to support whatever it is your theme is with this text evidence or any text evidence that you wanted to pull from that song. When we're talking about writing, it needs to be actual quotes from the writing. These are actual quotes from the song. So again, all week long, we're going to be working with theme. And today we just got like a quick glimpse at theme and how to write a thematic statement. And tomorrow we're going to get a little bit deeper into theme. Wednesday, you guys are going to be doing an ed puzzle on theme. And then Thursday, you're going to be writing your own thematic statements. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this. If you need it a little bit longer or you just want to watch it again, I'll be posting the video about 10 minutes or so after class. And then just as a reminder, you do have, excuse me, you do have reading today. However, I just lost you. Where'd it go? Even though you have reading today, you do, oh, it's on share, that's why. It is 19 pages. And so what I did for you guys, I already told you, is that you don't have reading or questions tomorrow. So you're welcome to split it up if it's a little overwhelming for you. Before I let you guys go, just as a reminder, I need Ryder to stay. I need Mariana P. I think that's it. All right. The rest of you guys are welcome to go. If you have any questions, just send me a message in the inbox, guys.